Now, Eyewitness News Night Beat.
The firehouse is quiet tonight, but earlier wicked weather in full force with tornadoes took New England by storm. You're looking live at the command center in Otis, western Massachusetts, where earlier tonight dark clouds were raining debris. Hilton will explain in just a couple of moments.
And to the south, the Night Beat bringing you a live picture of Hartford, where skies looked ominous for 4th of July travelers. Good evening. Two of the most frequently used words tonight: watches and warnings.
This as wicked weather struck southern New England as the long holiday weekend got underway. We're talking about severe thunderstorms and with them tornadoes, lots of them. Right now, the watches have all expired. Some warnings remain in effect for the Boston area and southward. Now, we have a Night Beat team coverage all planned for you tonight on this wicked weather. Hilton Kaderli and the New England Weather Service have been following this storm system every step of the way. We'll hear from him in a second. But we'll begin in the Massachusetts town of Otis, one of several towns in the path of twisters today. Night Beat reporter Jennifer Watson is there live. Jennifer.
Al, the most important thing we can start by telling you tonight is that there have been no reported deaths or injuries. But what frightens people here is the fact officials are saying a tornado did touch down here in their town.
Well, we heard loud booms, and everything, the wind was passing by the windows like, phew. It was really freaky.
Mark, my husband, he's always joking around, but all of a sudden he looks out the window and he says, "Everybody get in the back now." And so we're in the basement and we run into the dark room. It was incredible because it was so scary. You heard the noise and it was about 30 seconds and we came out and the whole house was surrounded at that point. Couldn't even see out. There's trees. We couldn't even open the door.
A lot of people like Karen Weiner saw it, heard it, and felt its force around their homes. And officials are saying what hit this small town of Otis, Massachusetts, shortly after 6 p.m. today was indeed a tornado. Some families did have to be helped out of their homes, which were under downed trees and live wires.
Came across damaged things on Route 23.
Carl Curtin has seen this all before. He says today was a walk in the park compared to 2 years ago on Memorial Day weekend. That's when 3 people were killed and 24 injured in the nearby town of Great Barrington when double twisters ripped through the area. Tonight, back at the command center in Otis, the biggest concern is blocking off roads with downed trees and convincing families without power in their homes to leave them. An inconvenience, and yes, damage, but still a reprieve from Mother Nature compared to last time. Now, crews are continuing the cleanup work tonight, clearing roads and restoring power. People say the damage is nothing that can't be fixed, and what's important is that people came out of this today unhurt. Donna, back to you.
All right, Jennifer Watson live on the Night Beat in Otis, Massachusetts. From one of the hardest hit areas, we take you to the maps now in Hilton, Kaderli for the latest on the storm totals and the forecast. Hilton.
All right, let's start first by chronicling the path of 2 tornadoes that affected 2 that we know of that affected western Massachusetts. The first one that Jennifer was reporting on entered the state and wrapped into a severe thunderstorm from the extreme southwest corner of Massachusetts through the southern part of Great Barrington, through Otis, causing the damage Jennifer showed you, and hopscotching along Interstate 90 to a point near Worcester where it lost its tornado signature. We also had a report this evening at about the same time that a tornado had actually been spotted on the ground in Heath, Massachusetts, and it moved eastward, roughly traveling along the route of Route 2 toward the Greenfield, Massachusetts area. Now, those were just 2 of the tornado paths that we watched as we monitored Doppler radar and we put our regional radar echoes into motion. Another way of tracking the paths of these storms is to follow the lightning paths, and you can see how that lightning worked across southern Massachusetts. And we told you that the most severe weather now is in southeastern Massachusetts. That is where most of the lightning is now. But right there is where the Otis tornado went, right over western Massachusetts, and then lots of lightning and severe thunderstorms in parts of central and eastern Massachusetts. Well, as we go to live Doppler 3 radar, I can show you that the storms are diminishing. We've got a line of storms through Springfield on into Worcester, and those storms have really been diminishing over the past few minutes as they drift southeastward. There is the chance that you will hear the rumble of thunder later tonight. And because of the dark weather, it's hard to assess all the damage. These live scenes from Otis tonight, though, show people at work. And here in the greater Hartford area, we've got a lot of traffic heading north along Interstate 91, people wondering what they're going to encounter. And I can tell you one thing, As they head northward into Massachusetts, you'll see, as they get off onto the secondary roads, they're likely to find some of those roads flooded tonight because the rains in excess of 2 and 3 inches fell in some locations in central and northern Massachusetts tonight. So it's been a really tumultuous beginning to the 4th of July holiday weekend. We'll have the full 4th of July forecast coming up in a few minutes. Donna?
See you in a bit. Thanks, Hilton. The NightBEAT showed you how the same powerful storm system caused death and destruction in the Midwest last night. We now have home video of one of those tornadoes hitting Michigan, and we'll have more for you in a little while. And back home, our NightBEAT coverage of this wicked weather isn't over yet. We will take you back live whenever the situation warrants, and Hilton will be back with our complete 5-day forecast to get us through the holiday weekend.
Other news tonight, a Meriden father is being held on $500,000 bond. He's charged with stabbing his own baby daughter in the head with a butter knife. Now, right now, the 14-month-old child is at the Connecticut Children's Medical Center in Hartford, and NightBEAT reporter Tracy Martinez is there now live with the very latest. Tracy.
Al, the baby girl is in serious condition. Her mother spent most of the night by her side. DCF is now counseling them, although they say they've had no previous contact with this family. Neighbors tell a different story. They say they've long suspected a history of domestic abuse. It's a crime so unspeakable, even veteran police officers are shocked by its brutality.
I guess words just can't describe the type of crime this is, and why it happened, we just don't know.
Neighbors believe there's been a history of domestic troubles inside this Meriden home.
I've heard they had problems before, but I never seen cops just to go. That's the first time.
Still, the sight of Elizabeth Conchado clutching her bloody infant as she ran from Angel Geraldo, the baby's father, has left the neighborhood shaken.
He was trying to grab the baby's leg, and he had a knife in one hand, and was trying to, he was swinging at the knife, and kept saying in Spanish, I'm going to kill her.
Elizabeth Conchado ran down the street and right into this neighbor's front yard, begging for help.
When she came to me, that's when I did see the baby had blood all over. All over. I didn't know where the baby was bleeding from.
The 14-month-old had been stabbed in her head, neighbors say, by her father.
She was like screaming and everything, crying.
Police then arrived. They struggled with Geraldo, forcing him to drop the knife at gunpoint. The baby was taken to Veterans Memorial Hospital and then Life Star to the Children's Medical Center at Hartford Hospital. Now, there are 2 older children in this family. DCF has decided to keep them in the home. Angel Geraldo will be arraigned on Monday. Al?
All right, Tracy Martinez live on the NightBEAT in Hartford.
One person is killed in a car accident tonight in Berlin. It happened on Route 71 just after 6 o'clock. Police say a car headed north crossed the center line and hit 2 oncoming cars. The driver of the first car was pronounced dead on scene. 4 people in one of the other cars were taken to the hospital, 2 by Life Star with serious injuries. No names have been released yet.
Police in Windsor tonight are looking for a bank robber. A man described as about 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing 150 to 160 pounds, wearing a Miami Heat T-shirt. Police say it happened around 5 o'clock at the Broad Street branch of Fleet Bank when he presented a note saying he had a gun. Call the Windsor police if you think you might be able to help.
More new information. More new information following an exclusive I-Team report you saw right here Monday and then again tonight at 6. An alleged illegal trash hauling operation driven out of East Hartford has reportedly opened up shop in South Windsor. Pyramid Carting left their East Hartford location when they were threatened with a $25,000 a day fine.
We all here in this neighborhood would like to see this recycling or this garbage company, whichever it may be called, gone.
We won't rest until the site is clean and the neighborhood is restored and health and safety is protected.
Pyramid is reportedly now located on Burnham Street in South Windsor. Officials there say if the business doesn't move, they're going to take legal action.
Well, New England isn't the only place that's seen wicked weather recently. The Midwest's been hit with similar misery from the same storm system. We have some home video from Saginaw, Michigan. And we had the video that showed just one of dozens of tornadoes unleashed in the area. In some cases, as in this one, there was enough warning, and people did have enough time to find shelter. The violent storms killed at least 7 people in Michigan. In the town of Holly, more than a dozen tornadoes were spotted. They're responsible for flattening a mobile home park. More than 200,000 people across the state are without power. The mayor of Detroit's declared a state of emergency tonight.
Holiday travel getting off to a deadly start in Virginia. Let's show you the scene on I-95, 9 miles north of the North Carolina border, where an 18-wheeler, a minivan, and a car all collided, killing 8 people, including 3 children. The accident also shut down the East Coast major traffic artery for hours, stranding thousands of travelers.
Confined to a special prison unit where he'll be in a 23-hour lockdown through next March. That is the punishment handed down today for Robert Chambers, convicted in the infamous Preppy murder case. As you heard on the Night Beat here last night, a routine search of Chambers' prison cell allegedly turned up a deodorant can that had heroin stashed inside. Chambers was convicted of manslaughter in the 1986 killing of teenager Jennifer Levin in New York Central Park.
Flags flying at half-staff today in Ohio, the site of a deadly explosion 1 year ago today. That's when a fireworks store went up in flames, killing 9 people and injuring 11. Investigators say a mentally impaired and disabled man started the fire by igniting fireworks with a cigarette.
Out in California, fans and friends of Jimmy Stewart are paying tribute to one of Hollywood's greatest leading men. Stewart died yesterday from a blood clot in his lung. He was 89, but acted in more than 75 films during his career. Stewart, perhaps best known for playing the role of George Bailey in the holiday classic It's a Wonderful Life. A private funeral is set for Monday.
That fast-moving wildfire in Southern California we showed you last night has now forced the evacuation of 45 homes and the Disney Ranch. No injuries are reported, but nearly 300 firefighters have been working around the clock in 100-degree heat to contain the blaze. Disney films its movies at Rural Ranch property there.
Actor Woody Harrelson scores a legal victory in his long-time effort to legalize hemp. That is a part of the marijuana plant that has industrial uses. Harrelson, who starred the TV show Cheers and numerous motion pictures, is an ardent environmentalist. He's been pushing for wider hemp use for years. He was arrested for planting 4 hemp seeds in Kentucky last year. But today, a judge ruled that the state law there is too broad and therefore unconstitutional.
I think we should be harvesting hemp, not trees, for paper. Until the late 1800s, between 75 and 90% of the world's paper came from hemp. They've cut down over half of the original forest that was in this country has gone to make paper products.
Now, the judge's ruling does not mean the charges against Harrelson have been dropped. He still faces up to a year in jail if he's convicted.
Police target an alleged crack house and pull off their raid with the TV cameras rolling. We're going to show it to you next.
But first, a serious weather situation right here at home. Hilton is here with the very latest. Hilton.
The good news is the thunderstorms continue to diminish in intensity. For holiday travelers, as you hit the road, what are you going to face for the 4th of July? We'll have your full updated holiday forecast shortly.
Also on the Night Beat, before you head off on your long weekend, beware, DUI checkpoints are out there, and we're going to show you what one turned up tonight.
Well, July 4th is not the only thing people are celebrating. We're going to take you to the site of an alleged alien invasion 50 years ago this week, and the party's on there.
But first, try to swallow this. A snake gets turned on by a heating pad, and we'll show you the results with help from a medical technician. Stay with us. The Night Beat's coming right back.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News. This is Connecticut's news station.